Welcome back to another Triangle Strategy.
Aesfrost and Glenbrook remained strong after declaring a trade stop with Hierophant.
So it's pretty much what happened last episode. We just laid waste on Silvio because he wanted to force the Roselle and killed some people. Wolffort style, we defended the domain. And yeah, after that, we became, or Serenoa became one of the Minister of Seven. Saintly Seven. So he's now a minister. Hopefully overseeing the salt. But now we're gonna go back to dilemmas in Glenbrook.
Gustadolf sends Erica to Hierophant to deliver his ultimatum, and dispatches an army to Glenbrook to increase the pressure on the Holy State. Hierophant, under the banner of Prince Roland, sends Minister Serenoa Wolffort of the Saintly Seven to prepare for retaliation. Softly but surely, Norzelia descends into war once more.
Those are the Archduke's wishes. I implore you not to forget that this is his final offer. Come to think of it, I heard that Wolffort was added to your saintly ranks. Where might he be?
I'm afraid I cannot answer that. The dealings of the Saintly Seven are our business, and ours alone.
How disappointing. I had hoped to congratulate him on his promotion.
That wretched woman. Those are hardly wishes.
Aesfrost all but demands us open the source to restore our diplomatic relations.
The Duchy fears neither a lack of salt nor the goddess's shield. We can assume they have a plan in mind.
Then this was no more than a ploy to stall for time. We had best expedite House Wolffort's plans to take the capital. Minister Exham, send word to Minister Serenoa.
You wish to lend us Hierophant's new weapon?
Aelfric.
It was a directive from the Holy One. The weapon is one Minister Lila developed in secret.
I compressed a vast quantity of magic into crystal form. We call this weapon Aelfric. The blast crystals have yet to be perfected, but they can decimate a castle wall easily enough. You saw what Minister Exham did to this fort, did you not?
So those purple flames were from your crystals. This Aelfric you speak of.
We thank you for your support.
Be forewarned that their power makes them unwieldy in an average battle.
They are not meant to be used on people. Furthermore, we are only giving you a single blast crystal.
Regardless, I am certain it will come in handy while recapturing Whiteholm Castle.
Its incomplete nature makes it regrettably tricky to use, but Milo should be able to take care of that for you. Use them both wisely.
I am Milo. A dancer by trade, but assistant to the Saintly Seven on occasion. I shall serve you, Minister Serenoa, until we reclaim the capital.
She's pretty weak though.
You sure you'll be okay?
You needn't worry. It isn't my first time flirting with danger.
A Hierophantian spy?
Very likely.
The blast of the Aelfric should help you catch the enemy unawares. Both my army and Minister Camsel's will join in the attack. Can we entrust command to you, Minister Sarah?
Most certainly. And the crystal will be key in our plan to reclaim Glenbrook.
So yeah, I had the opportunity to play with Milo the last lap against Avlora. She's pretty weak, but she's very mobile. Probably could use more upgrades to make her more viable.
You have made a grave error in allowing thieves to raid the archives, Constable Sicris.
Forgive me. My guards gave chase as soon as they noticed intruders, but they'd already fled beyond our reach.
What did they take?
Luckily, they were unable to gain entry to where we keep our more sensitive texts. All they were able to make off with was a single book penned by the late Lady Orlea.
Orlea? She left behind a message of sorts?
She'd bid it be passed on to Lady Frederica when she came of age, but it seems those wishes were forgotten.
Thalos or Erica must have hidden it from her. They derived no greater pleasure than from tormenting her. Do we know what was written in this book?
No. Storage records indicate it was protected by some arcane seal.
It must be of some significance, if she would go to such lengths to protect it from prying eyes. Perhaps something to do with the Rosellan liberation, for which she fought so fiercely. Or perhaps it is not but a mother complaining to her daughter of a duchy they both despise.
I shall send a party to hunt down the thieves at once.
No need. Such ruffians are unlikely to be in the employ of our foe. No doubt they were simply looking to loot us to fill their own purses. It is more important that we dispose of Svarog and finish the Nell with all haste. Dispatch your soldiers there.
Aye, Your Grace.
So thinking back since we last saw this scene, it's kind of a grave mistake on very calculating Gustadolf to ignore that, because that text is really significant. Carries the truth about the Roselle. Centralia and the Salt Crystal and all that. So I'm gonna go so we know this part. Benedict wants to scout Telliore because you're gonna use the dam.
Benedict asked me to scout out Telliore and where the Aesfrosti soldiers are stationed. But I hardly see any around. Why did he ask me to come here in the first place? I doubt it would matter in reclaiming the capital. But orders are orders. I should report back.
Ah, tidings from Erica. She says Hierophant refused our final offer.
You seem surprised. There was no way Hierophant would agree to open the source.
I know that, but the negotiations were meant to buy us time. Yet it seems their soldiers are already on the move. Damn it all! This wasn't supposed to happen.
If you play with fire, you get burned. Now we have no recourse but to meet them in battle without the Archduke.
So it has come to war, then?
We just have to beat them at their own game. Their newest saint is heading the vanguard. You must be delighted that a former retainer to the crown is coming to visit. Right, Cordelia?
Enough, Thalas. I won't allow such impudence toward the Queen.
Queen? This child is nothing more than a puppet. And I believe the impotent one here is you, Avlora. A general has no right telling the Prime Minister what to do.
I had no idea the Prime Minister's job was to torment the weak.
Enough, General of Lore. I will answer the Prime Minister. As the Queen of Glenbrook, I shall protect my kingdom until my dying breath, no matter who may stand against me.
It appears your impudence is contagious, Avlora. Your charge knows not how powerless she is.
Worry not, Your Majesty. I shall protect you.
Because I am to wed the Archduke?
Because you are a warrior. One who does not give up, even if she must fight her battles alone. I was an orphan. I never knew my parents. I entered the army to make a place for myself. So I know better than anyone the pain of having to do everything on your own.
Allow me to bare my heart to you as well, General of Lore. As the last heir to the throne of Glenbrook, I do not intend to let Gustudolf have his way.
You mean to strike down the Archduke?
But I lack the power to do so. Have you heard of the Royalists? The aristocrats who were aid to my father.
I have. I also heard they secretly indulged in bribes and the like for personal gain. That man Patriot was cozying up to the Archduke not seconds after King Regna's beheading. Their kind knows no loyalty.
Indeed. But Gustudolf has not given any of them a position in his court, so they have fallen on hard times. I want to ask Patriot and the other royalists for their help.
Are you mad? No doubt they would wholeheartedly embrace you as their symbol, but only for their own purposes.
I understand that. But their years in service to the crown have earned them great influence in politics. I must have their support if I'm to reclaim Glenbrook.
Is it possible for you to rein them in?
Not alone. But with you, General of Lore, I can. They lack military might. If you accompany me, I could sway them to my cause. Please, General, lend me your strength.
As an Aesfrosti general, I simply cannot turn a deaf ear to what you've told me. Did you not think I would tell the Archduke of your plans?
Of course I did. But I refuse to stand idly by as a mere decoration. So if it meant earning your trust, I was willing to show you that I wish to protect Glenbrook by any means necessary.
You took a gamble.
I had to. For it is not status or reward that moves you.
So you bet on my honor, and refusal would sully my name forever. However, safeguarding the kingdom comes first. Fighting at your side will have to wait.
General of Laura!
A word of advice, Your Majesty. Both Hyzant and the Archduke are veterans of war. The fight will not be an easy one, and may rage on for many years.
Even so, I will not falter. I must do this, for my father and brothers.
An admirable resolve. One which I will see fulfilled. I shall be your sword and shield, my queen.
Thank Thank you, General of Laura.
So the strongest in the realm was tamed by young, weak Queen Cordelia. So I mentioned this the last lap as well, but they sort of give you reminder vibes, so to speak, the setup between Agrias and Ovelia in Final Fantasy Tactics.
I apologize, but are you suggesting we destroy the dam around Telliore Reservoir to start a flood?
The capital city was built on the banks of the Norzelia River. Breaking the dam surrounding Lake Telliore upstream will allow us to submerge a majority of the city. Flooding the town will throw their army into disarray, which should allow us to take the place by storm.
Lake Telliore is a man-made reservoir. You might be able to burst through with a blast crystal.
Huette scouted the area earlier and reported seeing very few sentries. Proof enough that this is outside the Archduke's calculations.
No. The damage will be too great. The means would not justify the end, Benedict.
We cannot afford to lose.
I agree with Roland. There is already far too much blood on our hands. Perhaps it's worth speaking with the people and gaining their understanding.
Unless we reclaim Glenbrook, it's unlikely they'll understand or support our actions. We must take the capital back, and show our strength and resolve first.
So that means you stand by Benedict, then?
If we have a sure shot at winning, we need to take it. No matter the consequences. We can't lose the war. We just can't.
Telliore Reservoir is the kingdom's water source. The dam was constructed to protect the people from floods. I doubt they would ever forgive us should we choose to destroy it for war.
Glenbrook thrives because of that water, and to use it otherwise is inexcusable. Brute strength isn't the only way to reclaim the city. We can strike at night and defeat their commanding officers. There are ways to slip into the castle unseen.
If you have used it before, there is a chance it has been sealed off since.
There is more than one route. You needn't worry.
So you mean not to use the blast crystal?
No, I do. After we sneak in, we can sink Aesfrost's warship. It would close off their escape route.
Our first priority should be ensuring the people's safety. We cannot allow them to be taken hostage. It would restrict our options as well.
She's got a point. But how do we take the capital back after that?
We could use the blast crystal to destroy the bridge connecting the town and the castle. The enemies would be stuck within the walls.
That would certainly mitigate the damages to the citizens. If we encircle the castle, we could negotiate with them.
We could ask them to yield, free Glenbrook, and re-establish the trade between our nations. I am certain we can find a way to make both parties agree.
Negotiate?
I understand your thoughts and the wishes held therein.
Allow me to ask once more. Shall we shatter the dam around Lake Telliore and flood the town? Sneak in under the guise of night, sink their ships, and slay their commanding officers? Or destroy the bridge, safeguard the people, and negotiate with the enemy? Fetch the scales. It is time we decide our path.
Time to fetch the scales. We're gonna go with Roland in this one. We now have 3 paths before us, each with its own merits and shortcomings. But which one will lead House Wolffort to victory? Or maybe we're gonna go with Benedict, because the utility, as shown by yellow. But we're gonna explore town first. Last time we explored the city streets of Wolffort Domain, we didn't find the treasure. I thought it's not gonna show, but I guess it's gonna be in this one. Aelfric is still in development? Are they hoping to use this battle to test its powers? There's a chance we're exposing the people to greater danger than we thought. We must consider its placement very carefully. Or for it to not work. Alright, we got some of those treasures. So Aesfrosti has soldiers stationed throughout the city and around the castle, the latter led by General Avlora, no less. I doubt a full frontal attack would work to our favor. This is definitely worth considering when making our strategy. Lord Cernoa, I shall accompany you wherever I go. I'm sure my knowledge of Aelfric will be of great service to you. Please don't apologize. I am happy to know the people care about my father so. Thank you. Neither my father nor I could ask for a better people. There should be new treasures inside this house. Alas, there it is. And it's really good too. Superior iron. Thank you, but please recall that these are our countrymen. They have fallen on hard times and using force would avail us nothing. Please reassure them that House Wolffort is doing all they can to strike down Aesfrosti and bring peace to the land. Until then, I ask they be patient. Alright, so this house was supposed to burn too. There should be something over there. Or maybe the other house. It seems the people living in the Crown City aren't suffering as much as I thought they'd be. Or maybe there's only one treasure that cannot be taken when you burn all the houses. So this guy has a lot of stuff. We're probably gonna grind. Or maybe not as much. You can buy a whole lot. So just for a bit. Good thing I saved money. But anything he can give us that's really good other than that. Yeah, all the good stuff are sold out. So I'll just grind for a bit before the conviction. Alright, grinded quite a bit of materials from the encampment, and now we're gonna finish up with the rest on this exclusive shop, and then finally time to make a decision. So we're going yellow. Gotta convince red and green. Prince Roland wishes to defeat the Aesfrosti commanders who unjustly occupy Whiteholm Castle. I see this plan as proof of his resolve. As a member of the King's Guard, I intend to help him see it through. Lord Serenoa, you think Benedict's plan to be our best option? Okay, if we want to convince you what, you gotta focus on Roland.
Point.
I share your concerns, Lord Serenoa. We were met with General Aelfric in the castle. I am almost certain Prince Roland would want to strike her down then and there. I would do everything in my power to protect him, of course, but we cannot be sure how that would end. Perhaps it is best we take a less direct route. It is clear that Benedict's path or plan came from the mind of a great tactician.
However,
but I still find it hard to support him in light of the damages that it will do to both the city and its people. That makes sense. I see. The flood will wipe out most of the duchy's forces, meaning there will be little else for us to do in the way of battle. But I wonder how the people will feel, knowing their homes were the price to be paid for victory.
I don't know what to do.
This decision will not be easily made, I'm afraid. It'll take some time for me to think about this with a level head. Why not ask how the others feel in the meantime?
Ah, yes?
Benedict's plan gives us our surest path to victory, but would incur great damages to the capital, and Prince Roland's plan is far too dangerous a gamble. Call me naive, but I believe Frederica's plan to be the best for all of us. I see. I admit I am curious as to why you would choose Benedict's plan. I concur. Aesfrost will undoubtedly be shaken to see the lengths we would go to for victory.
Well, what if...
But the fear we instill would not end with the duchy. I have no doubt that the people themselves would tremble to see their homes submerged. So that's the collateral, and we know Patriot's gonna take advantage of it. I understand that Benedict's plan is the most effective of the three, but we must ask ourselves what must be sacrificed in exchange. We must be careful in our deliberations and decisions. It makes me wonder what the others are thinking. Alright, we're gonna convince Wifey too.
Serenoa.
A nation cannot exist without a people. We cannot risk exposing those very people to any more hardship than they have already endured. If we explode the bridge, we can isolate the castle. The people will be spared from our battle. But nonetheless, Serenoa, do you truly think flooding the Crown City is the best way forward?
Indeed.
It does appear that no one is expecting an attack on the dam, and I know that this gives us a better chance to succeed than my own plan. We risk much to gain much, but after the battle we can dedicate all of our power to repairing the capital. So long as we fight, injury is unavoidable. It is just a matter of where we draw that line.
Yes.
Might I ask you one more thing, Serenoa? I still find it difficult to agree with Benedict's plan. If victory is our goal, would Prince Roland's not suffice? This makes sense.
I see.
Prince Roland is indeed our cause for reclaiming the Crown City. I would hate for anything to happen to him. I know that we must take Glenbrook from Aesfrost. I do, but even so.
What should we do?
At the very least, I now know where you stand, Sir Noah. My apologies, but I need a little more time to be alone with my thoughts. And lastly, Roland.
Say.
And we still have Eredor, actually. Flooding the city will leave the people with nowhere to live, and Frederica's plan hinges on how the enemy responds. We can win if we sneak into the castle and slay the Aesfrosti commanders. Only Cordelia and I are privy to the secret passage. Destroying the dam will damage the crown city. As someone whose duty is to protect the kingdom, there's no way I could agree to such recklessness. Okay. I suppose if it could blow a hole in the dam, there's no telling what else it is capable of, especially being as incomplete as it is now.
A fair point.
There is a chance the damages could extend beyond the warship to the castle and those in it, including Cordelia.
However,
okay, I think I convinced him then. You've made it clear where you stand, my friend. I need some time to think about this.
My lord.
The negotiating would only grant the enemy reprieve, and there is a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. But we would most certainly deal a heavy blow to the Aesfrosti forces by flooding the city.
Yes, sir.
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. The capital is swarming with Aesfrosti soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices if we are to reclaim the city.
Aye, lad.
Aye, lad. Destroying the dam is our best shot at winning this battle. The enemy wouldn't know what hit him if we flooded the city. But there's no denying that the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet or consider one of the other options? Go with your buddy Benedict. So you agree with Benedict's plan too, eh? What made up your mind? Okay.
You're onto something.
You're onto something. Aye, we already know as much from our scout, and ain't no one out there what can stop a flood. There's no doubt in my mind that we can win this with this strategy. Damages will be heavy for sure, but if we don't win, Aesfrost will just keep digging its iron claws deeper and deeper into the city. And drastic times call for drastic measures. When the war's finally over, we ought to reward both the people and soldiers as best as we can.
I've made up my mind.
We can't afford to lose this battle, and it's clear to me which path will lead us to certain victory. Give me some time to think here. Alright, time to vote. I think we won them over.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I am sorry.
Oh no, we didn't convince him. My apologies, but my opinion remains unchanged. Just need to convince one undecided, really.
Even still.
Oh god, the people's safety is what's most important. On this matter, I cannot be swayed.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, there's our tiebreaker. After speaking with you, I had a change of heart, my lord. Did we convince you, Wet?
I changed my mind.
Okay, smart girl. I thought about it a lot and I decided to choose a different path than Prince Roland's.
I'm with you.
Alright, so no need for concern after all. You've got my full support, lad. Let's do it your way.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Yellow, yellow. Easy peasy. Semi-unanimous. I guess those two are just gonna be really hard to convince. Much like the last choice for scales.
The way forward is decided. We collapse the reservoir and flood the capital, dealing a crippling blow to the enemy forces.
You will submerge the capital to win the battle. I see. So Wolffort rules with military might. It is a thorny path you tread. Your people will resent you for this.
I know.
It would be unfortunate if you didn't, but that is what it means to rule with might. I must return to Hierophant and see Minister Camsell. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight. For Norzelia.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past. Norzelia needs to be born anew. Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard-bearer to guide them.
A standard-bearer?
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
Our time has come, says Exham.